Welcome to another video. I recently covered Claude Dev, but it has received some pretty cool updates that make it much more efficient, cost-effective, and generally better overall. So, I'll be covering those updates today. For those who don't know about Claude Dev, let me tell you that it's basically a VS Code extension that connects with Claude 3.5 Sonnet and can generate impressive applications with just one prompt, which is really cool to say the least. It can handle complex software development tasks step by step with tools that allow it to create and edit files, explore complex projects, and execute terminal commands, which is really cool to say the least. I covered everything about it in my previous video, but ever since then, it has gained some new features that make it even better. Let me tell you about those features one by one, and then we'll try them out. So, the first feature that has been recently added is the multimodal feature. The multimodal feature is pretty cool because it allows you to send in images along with prompts, helping it follow a design or layout you might want. For instance, if you have a Figma design, you can send that, or if you have a rough layout of how you want it to look, it can do that as well, which is also kinda cool. Next, it now also has prompt caching, which can decrease the cost of API requests by up to 90%, which is pretty cool. If you're not familiar with prompt caching, let me tell you that it's a new API mechanism by Anthropic that basically caches repetitive prompts you might send in your requests, making it much cheaper for inference. Basically, you can now create great applications at lower costs. Next, there's now a task history option, which saves your conversation history as separate threads. From here, you can continue your previous conversations if you want, which is also cool. Previously, this wasn't available, making it a hassle for Claude to remember your previous conversations. In addition, you can now also use other models besides Claude if you use OpenRouter. You can use GPT-4o, DeepSeek, and Mistral via OpenRouter, which is really cool if you want to lower your costs by using something like DeepSeek, which is insanely cheap. Furthermore, you can now also change its system prompt because it now has an option to add custom instructions to the end of the system prompt, which is also really cool if you have your own system prompt or just want to customize it, which is also very cool. There are also some new minor changes, bug fixes, and a slightly better UI, which is also kinda cool if you use it daily. So, now let me show you all these features and how to use them. Let's get started. First, make sure you have ClaudeDev installed and that you've updated it. Once you've done that, just come to ClaudeDev. Now, let me first show you the multimodal inputs. From this image option, you can add an image with the prompt, and it can generate something like the image. Let me attach the image of ChatGPT here. Okay. It's now attached. Let's ask it to make a UI like the attached image. Let's send it now. So, it's generating the code. Let's wait a bit because this will take some time. Okay, it's done. You can check out the code here, and it looks pretty good. Now, let's preview it and see. And this looks pretty good. It's very much like the original image we provided, and I don't have many complaints. So, this is pretty good. Now, let me also show you how you can use it with prompt caching. Prompt caching automatically gets enabled when you use the Claude 3.5 Sonnet model via the Anthropic API. Once you've configured that, you can see the cache tokens and the API cost after caching, which should be pretty low considering that most of the tokens are consumed by code that can be easily cached. So, that's pretty cool. Apart from that, you can also save money by using something like DeepSeek Coder via OpenRouter. To configure that, just go over to the settings and select OpenRouter here. Once you select that and enter your API key, you can choose multiple other models like GPT-4o, DeepSeek Coder, or Mistral Large, which is also really cool if you want to use a different model that's cheaper, but still excellent at coding, like DeepSeek, which is really good and very cost-efficient. Additionally, you can now change the system prompt to customize it to your liking. To do that, go to the settings, and at the bottom, you can set up your custom instructions, which will be appended to the system prompt. For example, you can type in something like run unit tests at the end, use TypeScript with async and await, or speak in Spanish, which is also cool because if you prefer it to talk or code in a certain way, you won't always need to write the same prompt over and over. You can just put it in the system prompt and use it, which is pretty good. Now, the next feature is the conversation history option. Basically, now, whatever conversation you have with Claude Dev will be kept as a history, which you can view by clicking this option. Once you click it, you'll see all your previous conversations. Here's one of the conversations I had, and if I click on any one of them, it will open. And you can resume the chat from here, which is pretty good because previously it didn't save the conversations, which meant if you started a new conversation, you wouldn't be able to find it again, which was a hassle before, but now it's fixed. So, these are the main updates, and I think they're a pretty good chunk of updates because you can now do multimodal stuff. Plus, it's now much cheaper with prompt caching, and you can now even use other models via OpenRouter, which is also kind of cool. It was already cool before, and now it's even better. Overall, it's pretty cool. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you liked this video, consider donating to my channel through the Super Thanks option below, or you can also consider becoming a member by clicking the Join button. Also, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye.